What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cosmic Wonder. There's been a lot happening this week. CinemaCon was this week and Marvel dropped some pretty big news, but a lot of other stuff happened that we're going to go over in this video. We have set photos for Avengers Doomsday. We have some actors confirmed to be returning for Doomsday and some confirmed to be returning, but perhaps not as the characters that we know them for. They could actually be playing variants. And it also seems like Kingpin actor Vincent D'Onofrio dropped a bomb about the Sony Marvel rights to his character. So like I said, a lot to break down. Let's start with the Avengers Doomsday first set photos revealed. These set photos were taken by Unbox PhD. Recently, they have been getting a lot of set photos from Marvel Studios projects and others as well. As you can see here, this set photo is of a giant crater that has been created in the ground. Some people think that it might be a type of volcano, but I do not believe so. I believe we know what this actually is, or at least the idea behind it. This scene seems to be pointing at an incursion, and we already know that our Earth is going to be experiencing an incursion. From what we've heard, we are going to have an incursion between our Earth and the Fox X-Men universe's Earth. And if you're not aware, in the comics, when an incursion between two different universes happens, the center of each incursions are the respective universes' Earths. So it's the two different Earths colliding which starts the incursion. Now this crater right here obviously isn't from another Earth hitting our Earth. It's way too small, of course, and if the Earths collide, both planets get destroyed. There's not just going to be a tiny crater, but what this could be is a crater from a vessel that could possibly land on our Earth. A ship of some sort, perhaps the leaders of the X-Men, who are most likely going to be the prominent superheroes of the other universe. Perhaps they do send some type of a vessel over to our Earth to talk to our leaders. Now, this could go one of a few different ways, but here's what's really important to know. Once an incursion happens, the only way to stop an incursion is to kill one of the Earths, which destroys that universe. So essentially, if you want your universe and Earth to live, you have to destroy the other one that's about to hit yours. And once the other Earth shows up, you only have a handful of hours until they actually collide, but you do have some time in between. So what could be happening here is that the incursion between our Earth and the other has begun. They have appeared. Both planets can see each other. So the superhero leaders of one planet could send a team to the other to talk about what is happening. And the reason we could have a crater here is because of gravity and Earth's atmosphere. If you're going from one planet into space, into the gravitational pull of another planet and entering their atmosphere, you come in pretty hot and you would probably hit the Earth pretty hard. So that's what the crater could be here. Now, we have heard that the Avengers are going to fight the X-Men originally when they first come in contact with them. So something that this might be is a crater from some type of attack. Maybe a missile, maybe some type of bomb. But something that we have to remember is Monica Rambeau is most likely in the Fox X-Men universe that is going to collide with our main Earth. This was teased at the end of The Marvels and the post-credit scene. We saw her and we saw Hank McCoy, aka Beast. And Kelsey Grammer has already been announced to be returning as Beast in Avengers Doomsday. Marvel Studios announced that themselves with that epic chair video. So Monica Rambeau could stop the attack, but at first they're not going to know which universe this Earth belongs to. Monica Rambeau isn't going to automatically know that this is the 616 universe. So according to Alex Perez of the Cosmic Circus and other insiders as well, the Avengers will fight the X-Men for kind of a decent sized moment. The way Alex Perez described this was it's basically going to be the length of the scene in the very first Avengers film where the Avengers fought the Hulk, where the Hulk went crazy on the helicarrier. He was chasing Nat, he was fighting Thor. It lasted for a decent amount of time, and it sounds like we'll get something pretty similar in Avengers Doomsday with the Avengers vs. X-Men. Now, ultimately, Professor X will probably read the minds of some of the Avengers and realize that they're actually good people and not there to kill them. And from there, try to work with the Avengers on how to try to save both worlds. Now, ultimately, I don't think this is possible, and in the end of it all, I do think the entire multiverse gets destroyed and Doctor Doom does form Battleworld. So that means the two planets are going to collide, which means there's going to be a lot of destruction and debris, and that's also what this crater could be. In the 2015 Secret Wars comic, in the beginning, both of the Earths, our main 616 and the Ultimates Earth, do begin to fight each other, but ultimately they do end up being destroyed, and a lot of people die, including Iron Man and Captain America and a lot more. There's only a handful of people on both sides that make it out on the life rafts. So I definitely think in some way, shape, or form that this crater is caused by an incursion, but go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, yesterday it was confirmed that Hayley Atwell is indeed returning for both Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. It's confirmed that her deal is locked in. The Hollywood Reporter did a big piece titled Power Lawyers 2025 Meet Hollywood's Top 100 Attorneys. And on that list is Julian Zafin. And they talk about the deals that Julian got for clients like Dick Wolf, Eddie Murphy, among others. And then it states he also did the deal for Hayley Atwell's deal to star in Marvel's Avengers 5 and 6. So big confirmation right there. The only question is, what variant of herself is she going to be returning as? Is she going to be Captain Carter? Not the same one that we saw in Multiverse of Madness, obviously she is dead, but another variant who went through essentially the same thing. Is she going to simply return as Agent Peggy Carter, and could she possibly have a romance with Chris Evans's Steve Rogers? Could we possibly see what happened with Steve Rogers and Peggy all those years where Steve went back in time? Or could this actually be the specific variant from What If? In What If Season 3, she kind of ascended beyond a normal being, and a character like that could come in handy when it comes to saving or restoring the multiverse and taking on Doctor Doom. But my bet is that we get a Captain Carter, another variant of her that hopefully lives a little bit longer than she did in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and since she's been confirmed for 2 movies, I'm assuming she has a decent sized role and doesn't die in Avengers Doomsday. Now, another thing that was recently revealed by Channing Tatum is that he might not be returning as Gambit in Avengers Doomsday. In an interview with Extra, when asked about his return, he said this: "Personally, all I was guaranteed was a chair. They said that I have a chair and I can at least watch the movie from the chair, you know, and it was just my name. It wasn't exactly Gambit. So I work in the world of just like of binary yes or no's, and I've only been guaranteed so far a chair to watch the movie in, so that's where I'm at." Now, right away, I think most people are thinking like I am, he's just teasing us. Obviously, he's going to return as Gambit. This character he has fought so hard to play. Kevin Feige and Ryan Reynolds have both said that the studio absolutely is in love with Channing Tatum as Gambit, and besides playing Gambit in the MCU, he has not been a part of the MCU, so playing a different variant probably isn't on the table. If so, it's probably a very small % chance that it happens, because he was revealed as one of the people coming back for Doomsday by Marvel Studios, which means he has a pretty decent sized role in the film, so I doubt they'd introduce him as a new character. This is just PR stunts so people start talking about it, which is exactly what we're doing, but I feel like mostly everybody knows that he is coming back as Gambit and he's just kind of messing with us. Marvel's trying to keep us on our toes. Now, last but not least is kind of a disappointing update about Kingpin and Spider-Man. Vincent D'Onofrio, the actor who plays Kingpin in Daredevil Born Again and of course the Daredevil Netflix series, has recently revealed on the Happy Sad Confused podcast with Joshua Horowitz that Kingpin is only able to be used on television shows. He said, quote, "I'm only usable for television shows, not even a one-off Wilson Fisk movie. It's all caught up in rights and stuff. I don't know when that would work out or if it ever would work out at all." End quote. Now, this is very interesting because we thought that Marvel Studios had full rights to Kingpin, but it seems like perhaps Sony might maintain some of those rights. After all, they did use Kingpin in Into the Spider-Verse, and he was reportedly going to be one of the villains in one of the movies that Sony had planned for an Amazing Spider-Man 2 spinoff. We know that they were trying to do a Sinister Six movie and most likely wanted Kingpin as one of the members of the Sinister Six. And of course, we don't know for sure what the situation is, but a lot of fans, including myself, thought that Marvel had the rights to use Kingpin however they wanted, especially since Disney bought Fox. However, at the same time, Kingpin is a Spider-Man character as well, so perhaps Sony does have some rights over him. It sounds like that is the case since Vincent D'Onofrio says that they can't actually do a Kingpin movie because of the situation with the rights. So we'll have to wait and see on that. There is a chance that he could be fibbing to misdirect us. Maybe he is going to be a part of the next Spider-Man movie. And of course, Sony and Marvel could work out those rights to have him in a movie. But it does seem like Sony is still kind of restricting Marvel when it comes to Spider-Man characters. Hopefully one day that'll change and Marvel will get the full rights. I doubt Sony will ever give them up, but we can hope. In the meantime, let us know what you think about all of this Marvel news in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel news. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.